Hey, what's going on? My name is Avi. This is Command and Conquer Fitness coming to you with another video. This is the next installment of the series Six Pack Abs Secrets and Myths Uncensored. Today we are tackling the question, do you even need to train at all to get a six pack? Well, the answer is it depends. It's murky, it's kind of nuanced depending on a lot of different factors. So you could theoretically roll out of bed and have a six pack. There's a few prerequisites for that. You would have to just naturally have a low enough body fat to show the six pack, and you would also have to have that in tandem with genetic factors that result in you having a more developed rectus abdominis area, which if you're not familiar with rectus abdominis, I will link the first video in the series where I go over that. That's just the main muscle that the six pack or the term six pack actually comes from. When you have that muscle develop and you have a low enough body fat, you will have a visible six pack. When I was in fifth grade, I think, we have family photos of when we went to Cabo, Mexico, and I'm on the beach shirtless as like a fifth grader with a six pack. Was it the most defined six pack ever? Of course not. I had never touched a weight at that point, never done any formal training, nothing at all. I just played baseball as a kid, that was it. But I genetically had a pretty low body fat percentage. My parents were good about teaching me to eat intuitively, and we just generally had healthy eating habits in the household where I grew up. Very grateful for that. And also, just for whatever reason, genetically, I also tended to have at least developed enough muscles in the rectus abdominis area that I had a six pack. Now, that said, if you do just naturally have a six pack rolling out of bed, that's great, but are you going to benefit from direct core training and also getting aggregately strong in all the major compound lifts? Absolutely. If you get stronger in your overhead press, your deadlift, your squat, etc., you're going to have a more developed core. If you're doing direct training, you're going to have a more developed core. So all these are just factors stacking in your favor, right? You get a low enough body fat, you get stronger in your core, you get stronger in the compound movements in general, which require high core strength. You're eating well, you're keeping everything in check, you're going to have a six pack. So the answer is, yeah, you could theoretically not train at all and have a six pack, but that probably won't be the lion's share of people. I look at my nieces and nephews, most of them don't have that, little like 6 to 10-year-olds, but one of them, Isaiah, does. This kid is just wiry as fuck. He's into gymnastics. And not like formal gymnastics, but he'll just like mess around with handstands instead just because he's a kid and he likes to have fun. And that's just his natural bent. He's always been a very physical climber, just rough and tumble, get dirty kind of dude. But I think most people aren't going to fit into that category. So yeah, it is a myth. You might not need to train your core to get a six pack. Anyone who tells you, oh, you have to train to get a six pack is probably wrong. But that said, I would still say, why not fucking train? Like, there's no reason not to train. You're going to have a better life. You're going to have better vitality, better energy. And even if you are one of those people that roll out of bed with a six pack, if you do thorough training for many years, your six pack's going to look way fucking better, which isn't that the point anyway? The point isn't to game the system and not put in work to avoid doing work. That's just cheating yourself in the end. And you're not going to look as good as you possibly could. And in addition to that, you're not going to develop any virtues out of that. Part of the reason of going to the gym is you have to dig deeper and manifest virtues inside of yourself to persevere through the difficulty of going to the gym in the first place, right? You might want to stay warm and under the covers, but no, you throw on your fucking gym clothes, you do the hard thing, you get there, you show up, you do the first 10 minutes, which is, we all know that's the minutes you don't want to do. Once you're after minute 10, you're warmed up, you're feeling good. That part's fucking easy. It's all about putting in that work to get there in the first place. That takes discipline. That's going to carry over to the rest of your life. So rant over, all that to say, even if you have the genetics and the low body fat naturally to have a six pack, don't just fucking coast on that, man. Put in the fucking work, fully actualize your potential. That is the main thesis of my channel above all else, man. You want to maximize your potential. Don't just live a life just to live a life, dude. That's a fucking wasted life, man. You're here for a very short time. You're allotted a very short time on this planet. Get the most out of it. That way you're not going to be sitting there on your fucking deathbed going, what the fuck was I doing for the last 70 or 80 years? So I think that basically addresses it for today. Hope that was helpful. If it was, feel free to give it a like, subscribe to the channel for more content. We got tons of more videos coming out for the Six Pack Abs Secrets and Myths Uncensored series, as well as some muscle up videos and a couple other ones down the pipeline that I'm not going to say because I want to keep it a surprise. But yeah, I think that's basically it. It's Friday right now. I work Monday through Thursday, so I get Fridays off, which I'm hyped on. That will be ending soon, but for right now, I'm still enjoying it. I hope that you have a good Friday, have some fun plans. I'm going to a metal show tonight, which I'm stoked on. Literally haven't been to one since my dad died, so I'm fucking hyped. Hope you got some fun planned. And if you don't, go get some fun planned. Have a great day. See you later.